What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to Taylor's Tactical. Today I have Samira with me. Today is her very first time ever firing a gun. Now this is a brand new light and this is her first gun actually, guys. Now what I want to do is talk about some of the gun safety and obviously just go over it with her before she shoots, but she's going to sit down and tell you how she felt, so her feelings about shooting and guns in general before shooting, and then I want to sit down at the very end there and she's going to tell us exactly how she feels after firing this firearm. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, Samira, so I know that when you before you shot a gun, you were kind of nervous about them. I know this from speaking with Kevin.
Yes.
What were some of the things that kind of made you nervous about guns?
Well, I've never held a gun. I've never shot a gun. To be honest, I didn't even want my husband owning a gun inside the house, especially having two girls.
Yep.
But it was just kind of like the unknown. I was just scared. Because I didn't know anything about firearm safety. I didn't know anything about a gun. So I don't know, just like the instinct of just being scared and not really understanding all about a gun.
Yeah. So, and I think that's a pretty reasonable reason to be, you know, not so comfortable with a firearm. I mean, if you have no idea, if you've never been raised around them, and nobody has explained to you about gun safety, and you haven't handled them. I mean, when you read the news or you watch the news, yeah, whichever you prefer, I mean, everything that you see pretty much that has to do pertaining to guns is usually in a negative light.
Right.
So, and there's no doubt that guns can be dangerous in the wrong hands, guys. I'm not saying that they can't, but I think we could argue the fact that that could be said for anything. That could be
Absolutely.
A car, a knife, whatever an Abel and Cain situation, a rock. Yeah. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter what it is. Anything can be used as a weapon. But I think for the most part, most people are just, and I don't want to say uneducated, they're just not aware. And they've never really taken the steps to become aware. So I think this is why this is a very cool thing for Samira, because Kevin was pretty big into guns. And if you're not familiar with Kevin, that's her husband. He was wanting to get into shooting a lot more heavily, and Samira was a little skeptical about it. So I think this is what makes this really cool. So what I want to do is just jump in. We're going to have her fire this 22. And guys, if you're going to start off and you're going to get kids and women involved in shooting, start with a 22. Don't hand them a 12 gauge and wonder why they get scared to death to shoot. Start with a 22. Let's go over some of the fundamentals, the safety basics, and really get them comfortable before trying to throw them in there to the big dogs. But anyway, you excited? You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I'm nervous, but ready to go.
And listen, the theory is out there. They say that women are just better natural shooters. So no pressure for Samira or anything.
No pressure at all.
All right. Well, hey guys, stay tuned. We're going to let her shoot a couple of these things and see how she feels. And then we're going to talk to her after and see if she still feels the same way about firearms. The number one rule in gun safety is to make sure that you keep your gun pointed in a safe direction at all times. So you always treat your firearm as if it's loaded. Mm-hmm. And what most people like to see, especially if you're at a range, they want this bolt to be open until you're ready to go. That usually gives people a peace of mind, and they know there's not going to be any accidental discharges. Well, once you get up to, you know, ready to shoot, you go ahead and put your magazine in. Make sure you give it a good hit. That way you could hear the audible click, and that way you know that your rounds are going to be chambered very efficiently and properly. Because if it's in there loose, you're going to get some jams, and you'll notice that. I mean, it happens to all of us. Mm-hmm. But you also want to make sure that the gun is on safe. So right now it indicates white. If you push it down, it'll indicate red, which means it's hot or it's ready to go. So when you're firing, though, you just want to make sure that you really get the meat of your hand up underneath here. This is the little dovetail of the gun, and this is going to help with recoil. Now with the 22, you're not going to see a whole lot of recoil, but it's really good and important to get a hold of that grip and learn the fundamentals, so when you get into more you know, higher caliber guns that have a much larger recoil and kick. So another thing that's super important is that you always keep, they say keep your booger finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. This is absolutely true. So never put your finger on until you're absolutely ready to pull the trigger. You never touch the trigger. So you always keep your index finger along the side of the firearm, and you really just want to focus on your grip and making sure that you have a very nice and sturdy grip, and that's really going to help. So you would go ahead and cock the gun. This would chamber it, and then she'd be ready to fire. So what we're going to do is let you go ahead and practice, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you think.
All right.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
There you go.
On Sunday, well, yeah, but I'm talking
No,
about,
you're right.
yeah.
But he would, he came in one day with the pellets. They had guns with pellets.
Where do you think?
Dude, you didn't hit.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Starts to hurt after a while.
Yeah.
Show that you were accurate. Yeah.
But you cheat on your own. Like Doliga.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that was a kick.
You hit it.
I did.
Hit it again. Shoot it faster.
There you go. Woo! Boy, let me tell you, 007.
Is it safety?
she's hot, so. Samira's like, I know.
Yes. Holy moly.
I think it all. There you go.
Did I hit it?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, for the pitches, the break,
You're going left a lot.
I know I am.
too many. Can't move.
All right, so we are back, and it's been a good day.
Yes.
So Samira got to shoot her very first 22, and I have to say she did really, really well. What were your first thoughts after you actually made that first round go down?
Well, to be honest, I felt a lot more comfortable when I understood the gun and how to hold the gun and how to just understanding the basics. But I shot it and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool to see someone that was nervous to really just start enjoying the actual art of shooting. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, you know, especially non-gun people, they don't understand that there's actually an enjoyment that you get and receive out of just target shooting, just shooting steel. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's a craft and it's something that you have to practice to become good at it. Now, Samira, she was plinking. That's what they call, if you new guys are not aware, plinking is when you shoot metal targets and you hear the plink. So she was plinking those targets, and I'll tell you, she was hitting 9 out of 10 of them. So she had her grip right. She listened to pretty much everything. Her grip stayed right and true. She really dialed in on those sights. And I was super impressed with how that went. But you feel like this would be something that you do on a regular basis?
Absolutely. I would do it again.
Does it feel empowering, though, to know that you can shoot?
Yes.
And you can do it well?
Yes. It was exciting.
So another thing that's true is that Kevin, which he's here with me today, you know, he has the firearms at home. But in the case that he's not home and something were to happen, what this does is it gives her the confidence to know how to load a magazine or load a gun or chamber a round and ultimately protect the family if he wasn't at the house. So I think it's very crucial, not only for beginner shooters to learn the fundamentals of shooting, but women in general should absolutely get more involved with shooting, target shooting, and the 22 is the way to go.
I agree.
So guys, if you want to see more content of Samira plinking these targets at like 40, 50 yards, you just comment below, let us know. You'll see my wife more involved. You'll see Kevin out there every now and then. We're trying to get him to hit the targets. He's still working on it. No, he does fine, guys. I'm just kidding. We are trying to get Chris to hit the targets. Now, that's a true story. But, hey, I'll tell you this. He, for some reason, he was real confident today, and he challenged me for a shoot-off for lunch. Well, let's just say I got free lunch. This is a great new way that I'm going to be saving a lot of money. We're going to try to do this on a regular basis. So, hey guys, if you liked today's video, make sure you give a thumbs up, comment below, and until next time, we'll see you on the range. Samira 2.
Bye.